Yeah, you go shit at your house, buddy. That's what I tell people now. But
so for two, what was the? Do you remember the first? There's no way you really remember.
I remember
what he
100%.
said.
I don't remember what he said, but I remember.
How did it happen? How did it happen? Will you find yourself with a plastic shovel and another person's shit, going, "Damn"? How did it come to this?
Well, it came to it because I know my brother probably wasn't around, and I wanted somebody to play with, and he was older, so I was hanging out, and he was deviant, man.
How so?
He just had a little bit of like he was kind of slithering. You know what I'm talking about? From
he knew how to manipulate you.
Yeah, he was
obviously you buried his shit 200 plus times.
Like he had the same color in the outside of his eye and the inside of his eye. You know what I'm talking about? Dude, I remember being at the library when I was young, and this is back when they had books, you know.
What do they have now?
I don't even fucking know. Our library's still open? Who's in there? There's people trying to finger each other? Who's in a fucking library? Dude, we had owl 2 Thanksgivings ago. We had 2 owls at my sister's house.
Yeah, I saw one last night, actually.
Did you?
Yeah, it was pretty. No, not last night. Night before last. It was pretty fucking cool. It was big, too. Oh, you ate them, you saying?
Yeah, but
You guys ate owls?
Yeah.
I don't think that's legal. You probably shouldn't say that on the podcast.
Well.
If you were a kid, okay, and you heard that Rocky song, da, 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 you could run faster.
Oh,
you would get more fired up. You'd be able to do more push-ups or
punch
more
your
chin-ups.
fucking stepdad.
Also, I'm drinking like Monster energy drinks sometimes, which are like piss magnets. They're delicious, but they make you want to pee.
Make you want to beat your wife too, dude. I've seen a lot of dudes drinking Monster that they're going home to punch.
I don't know if the Monster is the cause of it. I think there's probably other factors.
So what would you land on? You think chest first? Probably you have a strong chest.
No, I think you'd want to like land on your feet and try to collapse your whole body and roll. But you're dead. You know, there's a certain height that you're just dead.
My buddy made love to a plane survivor one time, and then she ended up becoming a lesbian after that, which is kind of crazy. But
he turned her? Beeswax is a natural wax produced by the honeybees of the genus Apis. The wax is formed into scales by 8 wax-producing glands in the abdominal segments of worker bees, which discard it in or at the hive. Wow.
I'm not shocked, dude. Bees are
amazing.
Well, you know, bees are dying too.
Yeah.
Bees are dying from the heat.
Is it the heat?
Yep. They're evaporating, they ejaculate, and their whole body blows up. I think people would laugh at that, dude. If somebody got up there and batched out for a second.
It depends on where it lands.
Oh, I don't know, dude.
I pantsed Bert Kreischer during one.
Did you?
I pulled his fucking pants down. He had no underwear on. His ass was half hanging out, and he stood up and he raised his arms up in the air and he took his shirt off, and I fucking pulled his pants right down. Yeah. Who do you think he would fight? Bezos? Bezos is a little older. Kind of cruel to make him fight Bezos. He might fuck Bezos up.
Who could he get in against?
Yeah, he'd figure out a way to fuck you up.
Yeah. He's efficient. He just had like 9 kids in a month, I heard on Twitter. How fucking efficient is that?
I think he's doing it through in vitro fertilization.
I'm sure.
He jerks off into a FedEx tube and mails it to these ladies.
I've thought about that. I thought about having a kid via like a machine or something, you know?
You think that's the way to do it?
I think, because I was thinking about having a child with a friend of mine.
A guy or a girl?
A woman.
Okay.
Damn, bruh.
I just want to let you know what you can and can't do.
Yeah, Google what's the percentage of
dudes who can get pregnant. But you'll get confused now. Like, how many men can get pregnant?
Is that true?
I'm sure. I'll use that from now on to get into the bank. It's like your retina scan.
Yeah. That's how you get into Dan Bilzerian's house. Well, it's one of the reasons why we're not seeing that many hot chicks working at Chipotle, I think.
I mean, if you really think about how many girls are making like stupendous amounts of money on OnlyFans.
Do you also think, Joe, that...
Well, let's imagine that's worldwide. So all those people jumped on board during the pandemic. That makes sense.
That it's going to be like what is this called, a gig economy?
What'd you think of OnlyFans?
I mean, you could get a gig.
Do you think it's going to...
cameo?
Yeah, it's very...
I watched some cameos the other day. It was sad.
I got one from Nick Nolte about some dogs at Christmas. So they raised all this money. They wanted to get him a nice fancy wheelchair, one that has like, you know, like everything on it, like the centrifuge or whatever you can have on a wheelchair.
Right.
Speakers. And and also get him a golden retriever, like an animal, because he had gotten paraplegia from playing football.
Right.
They get him those things, right? There's fundraisers at a couple of different LSU games. People are walking around the parking lot with buckets and stuff, raising funds. They get him that, and they give it to him. And then a few months later, the dog had the wheelchair or whatever. It had like life support on it for the guy as well. He had to have some kind of like oxygen system. The dog pulled the plug out from the thing, and the guy died.
No.